Michelle Lishner, textile engineer for Cortland Biomedical. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
So, you are my first textile engineer. I've got a little bit of backstory before we clicked record, but I'm really excited to share your passion and what Cortland Biomedical does with our audience. So, let's take it at the 40,000-foot level. Can you tell us about Cortland Biomedical?
Absolutely. Cortland Biomedical is a trusted partner in custom biomedical textiles. We have quite a unique history. We actually started supporting the medical industry during World War II. As you could imagine, there was a tremendous need for braided sutures at the time. And Cortland, at that moment in time, we were actually a braiding company for industrial cables. So we pivoted, ended up braiding sutures, and that was our first time contributing to the medical field. Today, we support the next generation of healthcare by providing custom biomedical textiles. Since then, we've expanded into knitting and weaving. We manufacture in ISO 7 and 8 clean rooms and provide textiles to a whole array of different medical device markets, including cardiovascular, robotic surgery, and of course, orthopedics. We are a pretty curious group. We like to be agile in R&D and really help our orthopedic OEM partners get their product to market.
Those are my favorite backstories. I mean, necessity truly is the mother of innovation. When I'm talking to new companies that I haven't had the pleasure of sitting down with and learning about, I'm always intrigued with how you work together with medical device companies. So does Cortland Biomedical have a specific model when working with medical device companies?
We truly aim to be an extension of our customers' team. One of my favorite things that we do is invite the customer to our facility in upstate New York. We welcome them into our clean rooms. We do rapid prototyping in real time. We have whiteboard brainstorm sessions, and we really value that level of transparency and responsiveness with our customers. We're also an ISO 13485 certified finished component manufacturer. So we are set up to deliver consistent quality all the way from prototyping to scale up and validations through commercial production. And at the end of the day, being a custom manufacturer, we really focus on what matters the most to our customers. If it is technical performance, we will meet you there. If it's a cost improvement effort, we will dial into that. We truly tailor what we are doing to whatever will get the product to the market for our customers. And transparency, collaboration, and responsiveness is at the heart of everything we do.
I love that so much, Michelle. So for our audience who maybe wouldn't be as familiar, what are some key benefits in using biomedical textiles in medical devices?
This is my favorite topic. And I always find that it's funny when people say that they are not yet familiar with textiles, because actually from the moment you're born, textiles are a part of your life and you interact with them every day. It's the clothes you wear, the seatbelt in your car, and now can even be implanted in the body. So textiles are fully customizable. They're these highly engineered materials that are designed to repair and restore function in the body. So think braided sutures, knit, hernia repair, woven, orthopedic, or spinal tethers. Textiles are suitable for permanent implant and typically can be lower cost than something like a metal. And as I mentioned, they're totally customizable. So starting with the raw material selection, we have access to the world's strongest fiber, ultra high molecular weight polyethylene, all the way to polyesters, which are used in soft tissue anchors, to more novel, resorbable materials like PGLA or PLLA. We've even seen developments in radiopaque fibers, which allow surgeons to visualize a textile implant under fluoroscopy. So these textiles can be designed to be strong, yet thin, flexible, yet low profile, which is really ideal for minimally invasive procedures. We can even do things like tailor pore size to elicit a certain cell or tissue response. So when someone asks what are the benefits of using textiles, typically my first question for them is, well, what do you need? Because there's a chance that if you can think it, we can build it. Is what I like to think.
That's fantastic. It goes right back to that same mindset, necessity is the mother of innovation. So if they can think it, you can likely build it. So to that point, Michelle, I know that orthopedics and the sports medicine markets are a sweet spot for Cortland Biomedical. So we talked a little bit about understanding the field, but what are some specific challenges that you're helping to solve, and what advancements are you enabling with your textile solutions?
Sure. Textiles are quite suitable for orthopedics and sports medicine. They are dependable, they're super strong, they're very durable. And whether it's a device for rotator cuff repair, a spinal tether, or even a tendon reconstruction, we find that advanced textile designs can really impact how the implant performs in the body. So, like I mentioned, what makes textiles so special is how customizable they are. We can design them to share load with surrounding tissue during healing. They can be low profile and delivered through smaller incisions, which is especially great because that leads to a less invasive procedure and a quicker recovery time for the patients. And if a patient can heal faster, return to sport, and get back to their life sooner, we are definitely happy about that working in the medical device industry. I would also say it's worth pointing out that pivoting to textiles isn't just a trend within the med device space. Across other industries like aerospace or defense, textiles have already been replacing metals in a lot of major structural roles because often they are stronger and more compliant. So we're seeing that also happening in fields like orthopedics.
I never really deep dive into not just the benefits of textiles, but the need for textiles. So this has really opened my mind. And I know that fairly recently you announced an expansion of your braiding capabilities, which included a new flat and flat round braider, which is hugely important for orthopedics and the sports medicine market. So Michelle, how are you able to help solve challenges that the orthopedic companies may have when they're designing a product for an application like a tendon or a ligament repair?
Yeah, that's a great question. At Cortland, we are always looking at how orthopedic procedures are evolving and then taking a look at where we can invest in new technologies that support that. So, with our recent expansion, we are responding directly to trends that we're seeing in the orthopedic and sports med markets. For example, for flat braids, flat sutures, and suture tapes, we've noticed that those actually provide clinical performance benefits. So typically we like to say that they have better load distribution on soft tissue once they're implanted. Round flat braids you also mentioned, those are very interesting. We can engineer specialized zones in those sutures so that they have different cross sections, and depending on the delivery system or the device needs, they can be really customizable. Those machines are especially cool because the result has these very seamless transitions between the round and flat section, which allows for really smooth, easy delivery through, let's say, a cannula. And thinking about Cortland, like I mentioned, we started as an industrial braiding company, and we were doing that for decades. And there are so many techniques that we've borrowed from that experience. And we have such incredibly talented fabricators that can make the braids even more custom by adding a loop termination or making a continuous loop or doing a soft tissue suture assembly. So I like to think of the combination of our expansion and our new technologies with our existing talent really gives orthopedic OEMs a lot of design freedom and confidence.
Everything that you're saying, I'm like, this is the medical device industry. So you fit in beautifully, and thank you for everything that you've done for the medtech industry and you continue to do. For our audience, if you don't mind, just can you summarize what is Cortland Biomedical's core mission?
Sure. Our core mission, I would say, Cortland Biomedical, we are agile by approach, very curious in nature. And as I mentioned towards the beginning of our discussion, we are credible through the decades of experience that we have starting the braiding department. So from that, we look forward to supporting the next generation of healthcare with biomedical textiles.
Oh, I hate that our time together is over, Michelle. But once again, thank you so much, Michelle Lishner, textile engineer for Cortland Biomedical. Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast.
Thank you, Kayleen, and you are invited to our facility in New York anytime.
Yes, RSVP, yes. Thanks
Perfect.
again, Michelle.
Take care.